Hey viewers, how's it going? My name's DividableHalo HD. Today I am joined by BA Sanguinus and BlastingLight from the Blood Angels clan. How are you guys today?
Tired.
Alright.
Pretty good.
Alright, so since there are two of you, we're gonna ask you guys individually on when did you guys first join the Halo clan community, starting with BA Sanguinus.
I joined the Halo clan community. It was when I constructed BA because I didn't know anything about the Halo clan community, and that was around 2012. So, June 1st, 2012.
Alright. And when did you first join the Halo clan community at BlastingLight?
It was about January or February of 2013, a little after Halo 4.
Alright.
Came
What clan
out, so.
did you join?
It was the Blood Angels. Yeah.
Blood Angels? Alright. So, what was like the first time like the Blood Angels really got noticed?
I want to say, I want to say it was this raid we did against Sentry Director.
Alright, what clan did you have at the moment? Because he had a lot of clans during...
It was the UUF, and I knew who Director was, but I wasn't entirely, I needed to confirm who he was. He joined a raid that we were in randomly. We were defending one of our bases back when we had divisions, our National Guard's HQ, and he was in the game. And I found out that he was Sentry Strike, and Sentry Strike was one of the reasons why I constructed BA. And I found out that was Sentry Strike, and we started hanging out a lot more, and he moved to Halo 4 eventually, and we moved with him, and we started interacting with the UUF a lot more. So we got known through the UUF, or being always around the UUF. And then came the other United clans, such as the UNR and the UHR, and yeah, those clans basically raised not Sanguinus, but the BA. They kind of mentored BA, and we kind of got spread throughout the community because of these United clans. But as for when we really got noticed, it was I don't really remember.
Alright, so BA is basically based off the Warhammer chapter Blood Angels?
Yes.
Alright,
We are lore Blood Angels.
Alright, what made you decide to choose to use Warhammer as your main iconic image?
You wanna know something? I remember back when clans, I finally found out about clans, and we were playing. Me and some buddies of mine were playing, paintball on Halo Reach, and I got inspired to make a clan, and I couldn't find a clan name at all, nothing. And I was playing Warhammer before I made the Blood Angels, and I kind of just led the Blood Angels army. So at the time, I kind of looked at my modeled army and was like, you know what, I'm gonna call it BA. I just went along with it for so long, and then I actually decided to name my clan Blood Angels, even though we weren't entirely Warhammer based or even remotely close to Warhammer. We were just named the Blood Angels, and it was kind of just something I threw in there just to make a clan, and I stuck with it.
Alright, was there any other Warhammer based clans that you were aware of? Or just had the name?
Yes. There was the United Federation of Planets, and that was a council of Warhammer based clans that consisted of other Space Marine chapters such as the Blood Angels, and then came the Imperium.
Alright, now I've heard and seen things about how you and the Imperium had conflicts with each other. Do you mind explaining that?
The very first the very first conflict we had with the Imperium was because we found out that they had. I remember going on YouTube one time and typing in Blood Angels clan, and this Blood Angels recruitment video came up, and I know I didn't create it, and we didn't have a media director at the time, and it was Halo, and I tracked down the source of the video, and I found out that there was another Warhammer-based clan starting to rise in the community, and it was the Imperium, and the first time we engaged them was for the name of the BA, and King Swells was on a base that was extremely detailed, and I think he was new to raiding. It was extremely detailed and not really meant for raiding, but we raided him on it, and he invited us to the raid first of all, and we did a raid on that map, and it was too detailed and allowed us to slip in the base in multiple different areas, and King Swells wound up leaving the game, and then all his other forces didn't know really what they were doing, so they kind of like slipped out as well, and we counted that as a raid win. And after that, King Swells kind of just accepted that we were the BA of the clan community, and we didn't see anything about, like, I haven't heard anything about King Swells, or I didn't hear anything about King Swells for like 3 months, and he came back leading the Imperium strong. And when he came back and we engaged him in an official war, it was because he called himself the Emperor of Mankind, and we didn't like that because in the lore, technically, the Blood Angels are part of the Imperium, and they serve the Emperor of Mankind, and I didn't like that some person on Xbox was overall calling himself the Emperor of Mankind, because that people would be like, yo, don't you belong to the Imperium, but you're not in the Imperium, so I don't understand. Are you like renegade, like broken off branch? And it was just, it got annoying to constantly explain that to a lot of people, that yes, we are Imperium, but we're not the clan the Imperium. They created themselves after, like 7 months after we created ourselves. And clans started to recognize the Imperium and the Blood Angels as two different Warhammer-based clans, and they constantly started growing and growing and growing at an alarming rate. And I didn't like that. I got very jealous because they were getting a lot of attention. Where we had failed, they succeeded. Where we were disliked, they were liked. And they had way more followers than us. So finally, after all the conflict kind of dropped down, we went to Halo 4. And we didn't really have any problems with the Imperium until King Swells came back and asked us to help him purge the community of clans. Not the second time, but the first time, when the war actually broke out. And the Imperium didn't like that King Swells relied on us for all his offensive operations. And I finally got fed up with how we were treated because of our previous engagement and conflicts. So I was like, if this keeps up, we're just going to break off and declare war on your clan. So he kept calling himself the Emperor, and he kind of ignored what I was saying to him, and I didn't like that. And I finally decided to declare war on the Imperium, the first official war on the Imperium, and he accepted. And it was a war first to 8, or best of 8 wins, so 5. Whoever got to 5 first won. And we kind of did this war, and we lost. We would have lost 2 battles. We did a total of 4 battles. We would have lost 2 of them if they hadn't broken the ROE in the second raid. It was an attacking raid, defending raid, attacking raid, defending raid kind of war. And the first raid that happened was a defending war on the Imperium, and we could not breach that base for like the life of us. The second raid was on our main HQ, which they took from us using modded Falcons, because our modded Falcons, first when the mod came out, it was very unstable. And then they held the base, and we told them no more than 2 active snipers, and they picked up a 3rd sniper. And whenever a sniper stopped sniping, that 3rd sniper would start sniping, and they traded off like that. And we're like, no, that's still breaking our ROE, because we said no more than 2 active snipers, and technically by you having it on your back, it is an active weapon. And King Swells agreed to this and gave us our first dishonorable win in the war. And after that, we vowed never to lose again. So we did an attacking raid. We took their base, we uploaded it. I uploaded it to my personal channel, and then we did a defending raid, and we used a modded Falcon on a different map, but we parked it and just used it as a turret. And King Swells 15 minutes later put out and was like, we're not taking this base, not how you have your defenses, and we're just gonna end the war now and say you won. And I'm also disbanding the Imperium. So the clan community wanted to see who would win anyway, new BA or old, or new Warhammer or old Warhammer based clan, or basically they thought we were the Imperium, but we had to explain that we weren't the Imperium, so they wanted to see which Warhammer-based clan was better and who would win this war. So the Imperium had much more followers than us, so everybody put their hands and bets on the Imperium, and they were much larger than us as well. So when the outcome of the war had ended the way that it ended, people thought that BA ended the Imperium. As we told them, he decided to end the Imperium for his personal life, own personal matters. And the Imperium, some Imperium members and chapters didn't look at it as that either. They looked at it as they bowed down to the clan that they were fighting, which was us, and they didn't like that. So after the wars were kind of dropped with the Imperium, we kind of became friends with Kingswell and seen each other as allies, and we shouldn't be fighting each other because we're both Warhammer-based clans, and we both serve the Imperium overall. But we still, other people in the Imperium didn't like that, so we still kind of butt heads with members of the Imperium at times. And Kingswell's, once he got his clan back up and running after ending it countless times and reconstructing it with our help, he kind of like pushed us to the side. So finally, we decided to just flat out drop the Imperium. We didn't really care what they did as long as they didn't construct a Blood Angels chapter of their own, an ecclesiarchy, or any successor chapters of the Blood Angels. And Kingswells agreed to this, and we were good for a while, and Blasting was there during this time period in the clan, and Kingswells went back on his word for the last time, and it kind of, like, out of all the things Kingswells did, that really upset me, because the only thing you have in this community basically to get you started off with is your word, and we felt like Kingswells broke that. So what else could we do? He betrayed our trust, basically, and we did not tolerate that. So we decided to just full out put the Imperium in ruins, and I did use a method that is not tolerated in the clan community, and it made our reputation of using that even worse than it was previously, which was network manipulation. And for some time we network manipulated the Imperium, not in game for raids. They never went into raids with us out of fear of network manipulation. Just whenever we were around them and we had the power to do so, we would host boot them off Xbox. And the Imperium and BA kind of stopped interacting with each other for some time, and they slowly started to die after Kingswells left for like the 7th time. And I kind of went to Xbox One and started playing with the clan there, and now we're just, the Imperium's basically ended, and BA is still trying to survive. And yeah, that's basically it. The hatred will continue, as much as I would not like it to. That cycle of hatred will always be there, as anybody in the Imperium or anybody in the Blood Angels can find one difference amongst 1,000 likes. That one difference will set us apart and point guns at each other, and it's ridiculous. It's sad, and I hate that it came down to be like that with a clan that should be our brother ally. Like, out of all the clans we're allied with, the Imperium should have been that one go-to clan that we could relate to, seeing how they were Warhammer based just as much as we were. And we don't have that because of the actions that we took. We don't have that, can't find the word right now, but we don't have that pleasure, I guess, of that satisfaction of going to another allied clan that can relate to the problems that we have as unique miscellaneous clans in the clan community, not of UNSC or Halo lore. We're just a clan that's trying to survive with a different canon or a storyline than what everybody in the community is used to. So that's kind of where we are, and our past, beginning to end with the Imperium.
Alright. So is it safe to say that the Imperium kind of ruined like some of the reputation that BA had? Or put a bad image on BA a bit?
Kind of went both
Yeah, yeah, I'll say it went both ways, because we butted heads with them and we said stuff that was true and some stuff that was false, but some things that we still shouldn't have said. And I'm guessing that they did the same thing.
Alright. During my time when I was in the United Union Federation, Strike talked bad about you. Was there any reason why?
At the time, when Director was in the interacting with the Imperium, and I noticed, like, I know what time you're talking about as well, but I had previously had a discussion with Director about him coming back to the clan community, and this was when he was trying to establish his collective or whatnot, and I was really furious with Director or Chris because he's kind of, like I said before, he's kind of that clan that mentored us, and for him to come back and be like, Sanguinus, I'm quite interested in Warhammer based clans. I'd like to know more about it. Um, but I'm gonna join the Imperium. It was kind of like a slap in the face to me, and I like blew up. I was like, yo, are you serious? You're going to the Imperium? People who don't even know about Warhammer, and like you're gonna help basically promote them and help their clan in certain areas and categories instead of helping us, and you know all about us, like freaking you're comfortable, you're familiar with BA. I felt like that was a slap in the face, and it kind of hurt because I looked up to Chris, and at times we still butt heads because of some reason similar, but Chris felt like because of my actions against him in the past, or I'm not even sure what actions against him in the past, but actually I am, but I'm not sure if you want to hear that or not. But
You can go ahead.
basically, Chris had a girlfriend on Xbox, and this was the first lady of the UF. Her name was like Melissa or Marissa or something like that, and I became a friend of his girlfriend, and we talked in private chats here and there. And I wind up being in a party with her while Chris was AFK, I think. And it was me, Chris, another one of his sentries, and her. And the other sentry was in game chat leading the UUF or whatnot, and I was just talking to her, and we were like laughing, joking around and stuff. And I invited my co-leader, basically, which was Obscurity. And Obscurity, I don't. Blasting can help, I guess, because I don't know how to say describe Obscurity.
How he kind of socializes with women. It's kind of
Ladies, man.
dominant male. Yeah, that kind of like that manly man.
Alright.
Yeah. And Chris came back at the wrong time, as when Obscurity was making a sexual joke to her, and I previously made, I guess I kind of started or kept it going because I added something onto it, and I was like, I kind of made a gay joke, I guess, towards Chris, and I was like, yo, it's alright, Marissa or Melissa, you can get with Obscurity, I'll keep Chris, and we're like, we do everything together basically and stuff like that. And Chris came back and he was like, why are you telling my girlfriend that I'm basically gay, and why are you allowing Obscurity to hit on my girlfriend? And she was telling him that it's not like that. He was like, we were telling him that we were just joking around, but he did not want to take it as that. So he was like, we just shouldn't interact anymore. So he kind of excommunicated BA from, or blacklisted, I should say, from all his forces. And we're like, wow, we were really good friends with the Air Force in the UF. We were competitively fighting his Navy, and I was really good friends with Chris, or so I thought. And for Chris to do this, it was a shock to me. And I tried to get his girlfriend privately to talk to Chris, and he found out that she was still talking to me, and he was like, I don't like that. So I guess he started fighting with her, as well as trying to blacklist me. So eventually he felt like she was a traitor, so he gave her the option to either unfriend me and Obscurity, or they won't be like together anymore, I'm guessing. So she was like, she sent me a message saying we can't talk anymore, and that was it. And that's all I knew of, like, what happened. And the only time I got into contact with Director again was many months later, after the UUF basically disbanded off Halo 4. And I don't know what happened after that.
Alright, that was pretty interesting. Alright, so we're going to move on a bit and we're going to talk a bit more with BlastingLight. Alright, so when did you like become like a media director? What like really inspired you to do media in the first place?
Well, about the same time I joined the Blood Angels, I started making machinima. When I got a capture card about I got one off of eBay in December of 2012, about a month after Halo 4 came out, with the definite inclination and motivation to make Minecraft videos since I was about I think I was 13 at the time, or yeah, I was 13 when Halo 4 came out. So that's what I did. I think my friend Blake or Dragum, he was making a machinima at the time, and I didn't really know what it was. So I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. I'll do it myself. So started making machinima, and it's when you start something like that at such an early point to where you have no skill and no experience with it. It's just terrible. So about the same time that I joined BA, I was also making machinima. So kind of doing those participating in both of those communities. When I started with machinima, I didn't even really know what machinima was. I didn't know there was a community. I didn't know there were people in it. Blah blah blah. So as time went on, I was doing both at the same time. I think I made my first Blood Angels recruitment video around. I think I wanted to do it for Sanguinus' birthday in June of 2013, but I think it came like a little later. I can't remember. For Halo Reach, that's currently unlisted on the Blood Angels Clan media page. So it was about that time. But as I kind of progressed through the machinima community and kind of went back and forth between the two, I got better with my my video editing skills and my visual effects, etc. Learning from certain directors, such as like Digital Virus, Magic Storm. He was a bit of a help back when he was active. Mike WB kind of helped, Evan Realty. Just gaining experience from any possible source that you can achieve this from. Just observing any slight thing in any machinima can help you, and especially getting hands-on help with that. So that, as that got better, I eventually got to the point when I think it was around a little during like the ending of the 2014 year was when I got my I think my HD capture card or somewhere around that time. So I was able to start actually creating good stuff, because over the period of around the ending of summer, or around like the beginning of summer 2014 onwards to about the ending of 2014, I had gained a lot of experience, and I'd done enough to actually be able to be helpful in Sanguinus' eyes. I started doing media back when I was kind of at that younger age, but it wasn't like, oh, I'm an official media director, blah blah blah. I just kind of did it, and Sanguinus was like, all right, okay. But at the ending of 2014, that's kind of when I actually started doing stuff. I think I threw something at Sanguinus, was like, oh wow, this is cool. Okay, you can be the media director. I think that was the Return trailer. No, it was the oh no, it was when I uploaded the. Okay, no, it was beginning of 2014 when they started doing stuff. It was mostly just recording footage. Oh man, I have this timeline all screwed up. Okay, beginning of 2014 was when I got an HD capture card. Recorded the LOS, the USSR, RSL1v1s, threw those up with just like a simple intro, like an intro that I made, like an intro template off YouTube. That kind of happened, and then May 24th, 2014, was when I made the Halo 4 clan recruitment video. You already know that. You had that in your list of top 10 clan recruitment videos. I think I made that at the time. I think when I finished it, I think Sanguinus and Obscurity, they kind of were heavily opinionated on each other. So they kind of whatever opinion one person had, usually the other person had something. They was like they ranked like a 6 out of 10. So I just kind of sat there like, oh, okay. All this time
we gave you a 10 and then started slowly decreasing it after we found flaws.
I think you were like, oh, I hate this song. It's just because I don't like this song. I give this 6 out of 10. So I'm just like, oh, okay. So I mean, at the time of making that recruitment video about May 24th, 2014, it was there were some mods that I used, Halo 4 mods that I used in there, like the beginning sequence. It was like on the outside of the drift, like on the ship, just so far. That map is it's huge. So I made that, and that was kind of the start of certain things where I could actually make something cinematic in that sense. That kind of it's a little over 5,000 views right now. That's just kind of sitting there, and I didn't do anything for a good like 7 months or so. January 27th was when I made the return trailer, which was just like some visual effects with like Halo 4 green screening and Halo Reach backgrounds. That was something that a lot of people kind of was noticed and was like, oh wow, that's pretty good. And then again, then they made that Imperium. They made an update video, and Sanguinus wanted to do a response to the update video. So I made a response video, which was in a really, really cinematic format. So that kind of got his attention anymore. And as I progressed, wanting to make a 2015 video, which like I had it all planned out. It was scripted, we body acted a majority of it, and during body acting I would film it and just do some visual effects, and I would throw these clips at single audience and just wow, these are great. Then I made the 2v2 with Gold Pack and Navcom. Those all those custom graphics. I made those, and that was kind of I think that was kind of it was kind of a long timeline. But I mean, while doing all these things in this clan community, I was also participating in the Shuna community. Like right now, I have a little over 1,000 subscribers on my main channel, mostly due to Halo Follower. It was because I have a very long history of Shuna media involving a lot of certain things that can go on in the clan community: hate, betrayal, redemption, blah blah blah. As much drama that happens in this community, there can be just as much that happens in the Machine community. It can be quite childish from both perspectives. So that's just kind of where things went on. And even with learning all these things, I just kind of wanted to become a filmmaker. A lot of these aspects of filmmaking at the same time, because I mean, when you are a machinima director, there are a lot of things you can learn along the way. Instead of on an actual movie production, you usually just there's a few hundred people making this one movie, whereas with the machinima you have this one director doing the writing, the shooting, the body acting, finding the voice actors, just doing all of these things. You get a feel for how a film works and what you prefer to do. So if you were to go into filmmaking, you would do these certain things. But that's just kind of where I started with the media, and kind of where I kind of dropped off in a sense. I've kind of had to go through some things in real life and with school and such that kind of interplayed with that, and kind of just some emotional things on my part between Sanguinus and other people that kind of interfered with certain aspects through the timeline. But I guess that's just kind of the way things went.
All right. What was your main channel? Sorry, I'm just wondering.
It was Mr. Naga 10. MRNAGA10. I made it when I was like 8, but I started doing videos on it around the ending of 2012, beginning of 2013. That's when I started doing stuff. And I think I started doing machinima, and it just kind of went on and on and on. I deleted all my videos on there. That was a big choice that kind of involved another website I had made, Machinima Union. At the time, it was around 2014. 2014, around beginning to the middle of 2014 when I did that, because of a lot of other problems with people. But progressively I got better as a director, and things got better. So I think the latest machinima that I just made, I had some connections to Halo Follower, so I was kind of able to, since Kenny was in Halo Follower and he did Uplink, I think I threw it at him. He loved the machinima, so he decided to feature it on Uplink, and he was actually kind of surprised by how much reception I had gotten. Since I was sitting at like 323 subscribers, I had gotten up to 1,000 in like a week or two, and just a huge amount of support went for that. Just that one, simple like 12-minute machinima that I had a lot of plans for, but now I kind of am really started to actually make this and make this something great, since I actually have the support to do so. So.
All right. You were also part of UNR, right?
Yeah, that was a lot of that kind of stuff went along with my emotions and the kind of way they were played out. It was kind of that childish thing. I mean, there have been a lot of times where like certain high members of VA would like leave and then come back like a day later. It's kind of in that childish thing where like Sanguinus would make me mad, or like someone else would make you mad, and like, oh, I'm leaving the clan, I'm never coming back. You know, you're like a day later, you're back, and it just kind of you kind of slip in. Like, you know, I've left VA plenty of times over the timeline, and Sigma's done it, Obscurity's done it, but eventually, I'll come back just because that's kind of where we originated from. It was if I want to be truthful in a sense, when I saw, I kind of started to I started getting to know Lingua Killer over Facebook when we were talking about the community map when I got VA on there. Since I knew what I was really talking about and such, and I knew web design and such, I think we kind of started talking about that, and then we started becoming more and more friendly on Xbox and stuff. That was back when like Will was really professional about things. When he's with people he doesn't know. So that kind of started happening. Sanguinus kind of got mad because he didn't want me hanging around Will, or if you want to say something about that, Sanguinus, you can. But I think when I saw the media team, when I first saw the first update that UNR had, the one that I believe, all the graphics that Kenny made, I just kind of sat there, like, oh man, that looks amazing. I'm super jealous. So like, wow. I was just like, wow, then Will's really stepped up his game. I didn't really know Will or the UNR at the time. I didn't really know of them. I wasn't really very culturally taught well in the sense of the Halo clan community. I was just kind of there. So and that kind of happened when I eventually found out it was just someone that Will had hired. I'm like, oh, okay. So I think in a sense when I was getting to know Will, I was also kind of starting to be getting to know Kenny and Seth just a little bit, and it was in that sense where I kind of wanted something like a little change in how I kind of did things, and I kind of wanted to be a part of this media team because I can relate to them, and they're all like, I can actually look up to them and like, oh, they're so cool, I would go hang out with them. So I guess when kind of like Sanguinus made me mad, I was like, all right, there's my ticket out, I'm out of here. And so I kind of left in a sense. I was also kind of just mad with Sanguinus by what certain things he would do to keep his members in line, which I'm sure he has his reasons for. But so I went off, left VA, joined Will and the media team, and I started to get more familiar with that, and meeting Kenny and Seth and Will and kind of seeing how they all operated in the operations and just the inside of UNR. Like, Will was showing me top secret information before I was even in UNR. Which I never disclosed to anyone else, but that was kind of the period that I was in UNR. It was like a good few months. I had my own mini show on there, which I'm not, it's my
now.
anchor. Yeah, my UNR now is my anchoring voice is not something I was proud of, and I think the first episode Will was criticizing heavily, so I was just kind of behind my back, obviously. So when Seth would be like telling me stuff that Will would say, Will would be trying to deny it, and I'm just kind of sitting there like, okay, show us how much you care or whatever. But eventually things kind of started to crumble down from the inside of the UNR, or at least the media team. Like, Kenny would never really usually get things done because he's either got school, or he was with Ultimate Halo at the time, where he just didn't really want to. UNR now was super easy to make. I just didn't really want to. Seth would never really do stuff with the web team, just because I guess it was the way Will was kind of operating around. It wasn't, in my sense, he wasn't acting in a leader that I would prefer. Maybe he can act as a leader with the Marines or stuff. I joined the military when I joined the UNR, and then I kind of just slipped out because we weren't doing anything. MCC was just kind of barren, and then I just kind of eventually just kind of quietly slipped away with the media team after Kenny and Seth had left. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gone. So that was just kind of that. And I eventually kind of just I kind of slipped back to Sanguinus, since I usually always do. So.
Alright, so for UNR now, were you creating any of like the actual video, or were you just more of like the news?
Yeah, all of the graphics that Kenny had made, all of the UNR now, all those graphics that you see, all that Kenny made. He doesn't know anything really about video editing now. I didn't make any of that. That was all Kenny. I was just kind of filled in the spot for voice acting and editing it on my computer. Majority of the stuff that we had, they were just all project files that he would send to me with all the resources, so I can just edit myself. Kenny's more of that graphic designer and motion graphics kind of person. He's really good with that. He's learned that over the years. I'm more of the cinematic visual effects kind of person, so that kind of helped with making cinematic content for Sanguinus. hadn't delved much into motion graphics, so they weren't as tip-top shape as Kenny was. So yeah, all that stuff Kenny had.
Alright, so currently you're with EA again.
Technically, yeah.
Alright, so is there any projects you're planning?
Oh, good.
It's kind of weird right now. It's because I mean, even the community or the community is just kind of at like it's at that state where it was even before MCC. Because I mean, before MCC, it was like, oh, you know, MCC is gonna save us all. It's gonna be the rebirth of everything, and that kind of downhill. So now we're just kind of, I guess, at least I'm waiting for Halo 5. If I'm looking as it to succeed, since it's a game built from the ground up. I don't think it will fail. I'm still waiting to see any Forge news to see how that can help us and how that can help every other community in the whole Halo community as a whole. I mean, I've been wanting to finish the recruitment video 2015 for Blood Angels. I've just had a lot of things on my plate. I've been really lazy, and I've just it's hard to get motivation for certain things because like you get that big push for motivation, and then like later on it just slowly drips down to the point where it's just like, oh, I don't want to do this. I'm bored or lazy. I don't want to work on this. Blah blah blah. So currently not really no projects.
All right.
Or did you mean projects like BA had any projects or plans, or
yeah,
just
BA.
simply?
Or BA too, we could say.
Yeah, we do have plans actually.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Sanguinus has plans. Yeah, I mean, on my personal channel, yeah, I have plenty of plans. I have the series that I want to kind of take off.
As for BA, we plan to, with backwards compatibility. It's actually it actually has an official name now since I've been on 360 recently. We're calling it Project Rebirth, and it's basically BA trying to reconstruct itself again for the millionth time, and for the better, because we realized that we've messed up in plenty of areas, and the Blood Angels, yes, if you take out the blood, you're left with angels, and people view angels as something that's good, you know, and we're kind of at the point where I realize that I've strayed so far from that path of like righteousness and holiness, or where we should be as a clan, that fits our lore. Like, I'm at the point now where I honestly sometimes don't want to continue with my clan because I realize how far I've messed up the name BA, and BA, it's still trying to my Skype's glitching out, I'm sorry. We're with Project Rebirth, we feel that this time with our clan lore, the time of Sanguinus is coming to an end fast, and in our lore it states that if we lose a war, BA Sanguinus dies. I can no longer lead the clan. The clan will go into a new state, a new time and era where we catch up to the modern style leader or current chapter of BA with the co-leader. You know what? Could you hold on for a second, or could I invite someone who can take my place real quick? Because I kind of have to take this call. It's important.
Yeah, sure, I guess.
I can't. My Skype, it's messing up big time.
All right.
Blasting, could you invite Solvay?
Oh. Okay. Guys.
I just have to step away and take this call real quick.
All right. We'll talk a bit more with Blasting. All right. Blasting.
Yeah.
For like is there any other stuff you like to talk about within your career with the clan community? Were you just mainly part of media, or were you part of like
I
anything
was,
else?
I was, I was heavily in the. I guess I was pretty heavily in the clan community. I kind of participated in meetings, and eventually, when I joined the Facebook page, I kind of saw how much drama went on, even if it was very minuscule. I kind of I participated pretty heavily. I was in hundreds and hundreds of raids, making media and recording them and such, doing so and getting better. But I was doing media, and I was also participating in the clan. I was participating in the clan like ever since day one. I was doing raids, and then I was eventually, me and Sanguinus were kind of like me, Sanguinus, and the other third person, Sigma, or be a Snapshot or Fire Kid, whatever you want to call them. I think we were kind of all like in that same skill range. So I guess whenever we did competitive battles, it was usually us three, and then if security was actually with us, he'd also do the fourth. So in a sense, I was pretty much fully participating in Blood Angels, and then trying to also fully participate in the mission community, and then I was also kind of just jumping in and out of certain communities of the Halo community in general. Like I think I went Xbox Chaos, which is like the modding community. I kind of dipped my fingers into that with like internal Halo 4 game type modding. I got to know Abandoned Cashew a little well. He kind of helped me with certain things, so I got that. The photography part of the Halo community, I kind of did a little bit with that. I have some of those pictures. The forging community, I've definitely forged a lot and stuff like that, and it's just kind of like in and out. Like I've forged a good over like maybe 40 bases for Sanguinus, but none of the really seen certain combat and such. But,
All right. So do you know any like major war events besides the wars between the Imperium within?
EA? It's kind of hard to dictate if a war was official or not, because I mean there are those times where like it's two clans get mad at each other, and it's like, oh, we're gonna go to war, and it's like, oh, it's all official, let's go post this to the Facebook pages, let's go make update videos, it's gonna happen. And it's kind of hard to say that. I mean, when you say we're gonna declare war, there's the process of like the ROE, when you should do the battles, blah blah blah, rules. But if you just do a simple raid, or 2 raids, it's just simple as that to kind of see who's better. Wars, I think we only had like 8 or so. None of them were really like.
Right, I'm back. I'm sorry.
None of them were really like kind of strong enough, and I guess intense enough to kind of plant a permanent memory in my brain. So I don't really remember many official wars. Mostly just certain raids or something.
Okay. Dividable, you were asking my plans for the BA.
Yeah.
Project Rebirth is basically us reconstructing again in the clan. You're trying to rebuild for the great or good of the clan. Because I realized personally myself that I've messed up with the help of some others. I've messed up the name of the BA. Overall, I have to take responsibility for my failures of the clan. And I realized that in order for us to progress from the past, we have to first find the path to a greater future. And we know what we have to do as a clan. It's just a matter of getting all of us there to take those steps. We've messed up in this clan community pretty big with a lot of things. And the clan community does not smile upon the name BA at all. And with Project Rebirth, the lore of BA goes as I said before. If we lose a war, then I have to step down from leadership, because technically in lore, BA Sanguinus dies. So I don't want to say too much without spoiling it, but basically we're trying now to just completely change everything about ourselves as to what we were in the past. We now have a actual purpose for a clan, and whether or not we achieve that status as a clan that's liked in the clan community or seen as a superpower or power, which was our previous goal as a clan, was to achieve the ultimate power status and just be this, or have this reign of terror over the clan community, but still be seen as the good guys. We realize that that's not possible anymore. So now our goal is to recognize the newer echelon of the clan community. The new clans, there's clans out there that shut themselves down because senior clans and bigger clans vulture at them, bully them, pick on them, like make them not want to really be a part of the clan community. So now I feel like it's my job to correct all my sins in the clan community by stepping up and protecting and looking out for these smaller clans as kind of a big brother clan, how we kind of got ourselves constructed, opposed to being this clan that's just all about winning. Like, for some time in the clan community with a lot of my members, we got into mini fights. As a matter of fact, the Lord Commander of my clan, Obscurity, or Solvay, who's in the interview, for some time we used to butt head about how to go about things in the clan,
and know everything.
And for some time, yeah, basically everything. No matter if it was good or bad, no matter if it was bad to the community, we always seen the greater good in the clan. And because we had different ways of going about it, we used to butt heads like all the time, but nonetheless it was for the greater good of the clan. And we used to try and lead differently, completely differently. And when Obscurity left the clan, or took this massive leap of absence from the clan this time, it got me thinking that this power status, it's not going to be obtained as easy as I thought it would. I should take my eyes off of trying to be this tyrant in the clan community of power and focus solely on my members and worry about what we need to do in this point in time to better ourselves for the future, other than worrying about what we need to do for the future to better ourselves now. And that's something that many people, including Obscurity, used to try and establish with me as well as other members. But, you know, because me and Obscurity were basically alike, just not physically alike, but mentally alike, we butted heads all the time because we had different images on how to go about things. But with Project Rebirth, it's no more of that. This new era of BA is constructed not on simple military structuring or the clan's lore, but structured on a brotherhood and fixing broken nets and tying knots that should have been tied a long time ago, such as dropping past hatred for a lot of people and a lot of things in the clan community. So it's basically us wising up and sucking a lot of things up. If you hate us, there's nothing we can do to change that. If you hate us for our past, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do to change that if we haven't tried it already. You're probably not going to change, and change is something that doesn't come overnight, and it's finally a slap in the face to a lot of people who we kind of kicked to the curb because we didn't want to change at the time, yet again, because of my leadership, and I messed up as a leader. But my failures have impacted my members greatly, and I hate that they have to live with the sins of Sanguinus. So basically I'm waiting for my time and that lore I told you about to come.
Alright, is there anything you two would like to say? Last minute things to end this interview?
I think I'm good. I think I said everything I really needed to say, I guess.
I think Lord Commander could say something. No?
I don't really have a speech cooked up or anything, so... Wait,
right.
Hold on. Wait, no, wait. Let me think of something. I'm good at this. Wait, hold on. Alright. For the greater good of BA, we shall...
This guy.
Alright.
Okay, yeah, I'm done. Yeah. I can't think of anything. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah, that's basically it then, dude. There's not much left for us to do but simply wait
Alright.
for Halo 5.
Alright,
Yeah.
I'd like to thank you, BA Sanguinis, and BlastingLight for joining me on this interview.
Yeah, no, Scooty.
Speak to her.
Alright.
Yo, Dividable, I appreciate the interview and thank you for your time.
No
You're
problem.
my light, my justice.
Alright, I'm gonna end off this interview.
Oh.
If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like it up. If you have any comments or anything you would like to say, just comment down below. Anyways, guys, that is it for this video, and I'll talk to you guys all later.
BA
Bye.
is supreme.